My name is Zena Berkey and welcome to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, I'm a young adult fiction author and today is the first of quite a few music recaps I'm planning to do this season. If you guys don't know, I actually cannot react directly to the music and do like a picture-in-picture moment like you guys are used to seeing for my routine reactions. Just because of copyright rules and things like that, I'm not able to do that. And so I did a Senior Elite reaction because it had kind of blown up on Twitter and it was definitely one of the routines or one of the music, sorry, the mixes that I've been most excited to hear. And so I posted that video a week ago now, maybe a little over. Yeah, over a week. Oh my goodness. And today I wanted to just go through some of the other mixes and just give them a listen and give you my thoughts. Obviously, I can't listen to it on camera, so I'm going to be like pausing, filming, listening, chatting with you guys about it. I will say a few of these mixes I've already listened to, but I wanted to still talk about them and give all of them their moment to shine. Some of them are ones I haven't heard before. And I'm going to be listening to all of them on my iPad, which I had to show off my iPad case. Like, how cool of a case is this? Like, it's an iPad. Sorry, I was just highly entertained with it when someone at camp had one and I was like, I need that case. And it was time for me to get a new case anyway because mine was a little bit older. And now I love tricking people by having a notebook that's actually an iPad. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and listen through some of the routines. I'm actually going to listen to Senior Elites again just to kind of give the same baseline information that I give for all the others. I'm also going to be listening to Panthers, Shooting Stars, Lady Luck's, and Cougar Coed. I figured this is a great start. I know there's obviously a lot of other routines that are already out, or mixes rather, that are out, and I will listen to those. These are just the first ones I'm going to do. My hope is to do grouping every week so I can kind of get through all of them over the next couple of weeks. So we'll do like a Friday music recap. In these like kind of reviews though, what I want to talk about is I want to discuss what my overall feeling is, my thoughts, things like that, what my favorite moment is, and then I might mention how it compares to last year, but I will say, like, Senior Elites is the music I've listened to the most, and I think I've listened to it 3 times. So it's not exactly like I can compare it to last season. There's a little bit different feeling to music that you've listened to a few bajillion times, you've seen performed to at NCA and Worlds and online in so many different fashions. So it's kind of hard to compare them. Like, I saw someone on Twitter was like, last year's mix was better, and everyone got all angry, and it's like, it's the first time you're hearing something. Of course, it's not going to be as familiar or whatever as last season. So I might talk about how it compares, but I might also not, just because for me, it takes a little bit of time for me to really like, not warm up to something, but like when you're really used to last season's mixes, it's like, all right, yeah, there's new ones, cool, but like I've listened to that one 700 times. How's this new one going to compare? So anyway, all that is to say, we're going to listen to some mixes, and I will be cutting off screen while I listen. So sorry about that. Unfortunately, just with copyright, I don't want my channel to be flagged, so we're not going to play that game. But I'm pulling up YouTube right now, not that you could see any of that, but I'm going to go ahead and cut away and come back after I listen to Senior Elite's music fresh for I think this is maybe the 4th time ever. So be right back with an update on my thoughts on their music. All right, so in watching it, I realized the stunt sequence I've definitely listened to more times than I've realized, just because of the different Twitter videos and things like that that are going up. But overall, this mix is definitely growing on me. Last season, like, I loved the mix. Like, it legit brought me to tears, and I was not expecting that reaction from myself or like for music to do that. And so it's really hard in a lot of ways for it to like live up to last season, but it's really, really great, and I definitely love it. And I will say though, the ending is not my favorite. I'm interested to see if that will eventually change or how it will look with the routine and stuff like that. But it kind of like, I feel like routines seem to end with like a punch, and it just doesn't happen. That being said though, I think the whole like pyramid section definitely just is amazing, and like it starts like, we have arrived now, and I'm like, that's fantastic. Also, there's the one line where it's like, mama, I made it. And I really hope that's during jumps, and like in between jumps they pause and like wave as if they're like saying hi to their moms. Like, I don't know why, but I think that would be really funny. Definitely overall though, I love this mix, and it made me tear up the first time I listened to it. Not like last season where I like full ugly cried, but it's definitely a really good mix, and I'm excited to see how the whole routine like fits together. I don't know when their showcase is. I think I've seen it listed somewhere. Can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm super, super pumped. Now that we've kind of recapped that though, it's time to move on to some of the mixes that I haven't chatted with you guys about yet. And up first is definitely Panthers. I've listened to the music one time. That's it. It came out. I listened to it. And that's it. Haven't listened since. So I'm really excited to hit play and check it out again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I will be right back to check in with you on my thoughts on this year's Panthers mix. Guys, I know I said I listened to this mix once, but I felt like in a lot of ways I was listening to for the first time, because there are so many moments in it that I like forgot how fantastic they were. Like, I feel like the first time I listened to it, I was strictly just being like, I loved last year's mix, nothing can compare, because I loved last year's mix. But oh my gosh, listening to it again with like kind of like a fresh take on it and like trying not to think about last season's mix, like, I love this mix so much right now. And honestly, and I'm going to say this, and like, if people want to fight me about it, like, okay. But I think I like this year's mix better than last year. I think part of the reason is because like the pyramid section like slows it down and has this like very like Kelly Clarkson vibe almost. I don't know if that's the right artist to compare it to, but like, just gonna say it. But I love the whole section too about like, you know, some people are confused about what it means to be a bab. Like, I love that whole bit. And there were so many other moments as I was listening. I was like, oh, I love this part. And then like 3 seconds later, I was like, oh, I love this part. And then a few minutes later, oh, I love this part. And so like that to me makes a really good mix where like every single portion of it is exciting. It is fun. The pyramid section just sounds beautiful. Like talking about like the blue flame inside of them and all this, like everything about this mix is amazing. And like, I remember last year, on my playlist, like Panthers mix was first, and so I definitely listened to it like almost to the most, and I'm already like, yeah, I want this mix to be like near first again, because like it like would pump me up for sure. Definitely love it. I think I like it more than last year's mix, and I think the first listen I was just like, nothing can be better than last year. And now I was like, nope, I'm going to set all that aside and just listen. And I honestly think it's better than last year. So, and that says a lot because I love last year's mix. So that was amazing. That was fantastic. Next, we're going to continue on in this same division, and we're going to actually listen to World Cup Shooting Stars. I've listened to it one time. Obviously, they have a theme of like New York City and travel and stuff, but I'm going to listen to it again. And this time around, it'll be interesting to see what really stands out, because other than the theme, I don't remember specifics. So this will be fun to give it another listen. So I'm going to pop and go ahead and listen to that, and I will check in about 2.5 minutes. You guys, I don't know what I was doing the first time I listened to some of these mixes. Like, what was I doing with my life? Because I just listened to World Cup again, and like, or to Shooting Stars, and like the whole section where they were talking about being like the Statue of Liberty, like I'm all up in my feelings now. Like, I'm crying. Like, what? That's where we are right now. Oh my gosh. Like, I think the first time I listened to them, it was just like, oh, I'm going to casually listen. I wasn't really focused on it. I was just like playing it. But like, this was amazing. This was amazing. And I liked it the first time, and now I love it. I don't know if I can say yet. Again, it's early. It's the second time I've listened to it. I don't know if I can say that I like it more than Dancing with the Stars. That season was like my all-time favorite. But this is definitely like really, really cool. And like all the Broadway aspects are amazing and wonderful. And like when the dance starts and it's like 5, 6, 7, 8, shaw, like I am dying to see what that dance is going to look like. But like literally, when it got into the whole bit talking about like the Statue of Liberty at the beginning, and I don't know all the words yet, like give it a couple of days, weeks, days, probably days. But it was just beautiful, and it was amazing. It was amazing. And like, I know, like, I'm very known for loving Senior Elite, but like Shooting Stars is right behind Senior Elite as far as like who I love. Like I can remember hardcore ugly crying from home watching them win with the Dancing with the Stars. Unfortunately, that video is on my old channel that was deleted, so I don't have that anymore. And I was really happy for them when they won this year, but like, oh my gosh, I really love this mix, and I can't wait to see how it plays out in the routine. And that Statue of Liberty bit, like, whew, it had me. Like, that's the second mix this season that's made me cry, if anyone is keeping track. I think I'm going to need to keep track. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue listening. I'm going to listen to Lady Luck's next, and I've listened to it one time, and the only thing I can remember is that it says the word shine a lot. Is that bad? That's probably bad. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and listen to that. I will check back in just a minute. I absolutely love Lady Lux's mix. Obviously, it's a little bit shorter than the others. The part that is my favorite, though, is when they said double the L, triple the crown. And I especially love that. And I noticed it the first time I listened to it as well. Since they won Triple Crown. And I was actually just thinking about it too yesterday since I was wearing my Code Black Triple Crown shirt. So, yeah, so beyond proud of Lady Lux last season and just their groundbreaking year in non-tumbling for all girl. And so it was amazing. And honestly, I really don't know much of their music from last season. It wasn't one that I had on my playlist and listened to all the time for whatever reason. And so I didn't have a lot to compare it to, but I definitely really enjoyed it. And gosh, now I'm trying to remember as I'm listening to these, I'm like, ooh, I like this moment. Ooh, I like that moment. Ooh, check out this. And then my brain's like, we don't remember anything you just listened to. But it was really good. I really liked it overall. And like just talking about like the desire to win again, I think is really beautiful because like here they are, the first ever team to win in their division. And, you know, a lot of eyes are going to be on them next season now that their division has been flooded with even more teams. And I'm really excited to see how they go, how they do. And I'll be rooting for them for sure. And I can't wait to see how their season plays out. Last but not least, though, you guys, I'm really excited for this one because this is the one mix I have not listened to at all, period. See what I did there? And that is Cougar Coed. I do know that Blakely is in the end of it. She says period at the end, which is honestly, like, it makes my heart so happy I don't have words. So I'm going to hit play, though, and listen to all of it. And I should say this is another mix that I really didn't listen to a ton last season, other than if I was, like, watching the routine. So I'm really excited to see kind of how it sounds and if they kind of play up the period thing, because that was just, like, that became the hugest thing all season, was everyone just screaming period. And so I'm excited to see how it shows up in this mix this year. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play, check out this one, and check in with you soon. Period. Shut up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one thing I do remember from last year I realized was at the start of it they said a cougar should be two things, classy and sickening, and this year it's classy and dirty. And as soon as they said that, I was like, I'm done. I'm out. This is so great. It was such a good mix, like super hyped, super amped. Absolutely loved it. Obviously the period was fantastic. Like, I wish more than anything, like, and I know like people have like commented to me and they've told me like they come to me to see my reaction of things. I want to see a reaction of the first time Blakely heard that and like sees the mix, whatever, because that would be a video like way better than all of mine combined. Like, I'm just gonna say it. The other part I really loved, because I was not expecting it, when they're like, we have 2 words for you, give up, and I legit started just cracking up. Like, this was such a fun mix. It was a very much like fighting mix, like in everyone's face, and not necessarily team specific from what I know at least, but just really hard-hitting and fun, and I definitely loved it, and I can't wait to see this performed for sure. Definitely a good one to end on, period. So that is it for this week's recap. I will be doing this every week, hopefully. I say hopefully because, like, who knows? I'm a lot behind, guys. I am a lot behind, so I might even have to do 2 of them next week. But I'll try to do just kind of a recap on my thoughts and feelings on the mixes. There's only 1 or 2 other ones that I've listened to at all, so hopefully the reviews can all be like a fresh first look. Obviously for some of these, like, yeah, I'd listened before, but it didn't mean I remembered anything, because my brain doesn't work that way. This is what happens when you travel to Europe and back. Like, your brain no longer functions on a regular human level, so I was like, I don't remember any of the words or music or any of the things. So it's been great. It's been really great. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed these first looks. I know a lot of you are anticipating reactions to these mixes and also other mixes, and I will do my best to get them all for you. Obviously, the big thing, though, coming up is showcases. I don't know what word I attempted to say, and my reaction for those. If you guys would like to request a reaction, make sure you fill out the form that's in the description. If you put it in a comment asking me to react, I cannot do it. I will not do it. It's just so impossible to track everything. Last year I was not expecting so many requests to constantly be coming in, and they were coming in on Instagram and on Twitter and on like comments and photos on places and like on YouTube video comments and stuff. And so this year, to help streamline it so I don't miss anyone, I'm asking you guys to fill out the form. So fill that out. I will definitely love to react to as many as I can. And if there's like a mix you're especially like, I need to know your response to that mix, feel free to submit that for a reaction just so I know to get to it in the next set of ones that I do. For now though, if you guys have enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comment below your thoughts on these mixes overall. Were any of my reactions what you were expecting, how you reacted, completely different than how you reacted or what you were thinking? I have to say, like, clearly I love Senior Elite's mix. It's really beautiful, but like Shooting Stars mix is fantastic. Like, it is so good, and I'm loving it more as I continue to hear it. Like, as if the fight in like large all girl isn't big enough, now their mixes are fighting for supremacy, and I'm here for it, like, all the way. Finally though, make sure you're subscribed to my channel with notifications on so you find out as soon as new videos are posted. Obviously there's going to be a ton of reaction videos this season, so get ready. And just a little spoiler, I'm hoping to come up with some kind of like awards or like a thing where, like, if I cry, a team gets like an emoji that pops up or something. I don't know. It's just something I'm working on. So comment below your thoughts on that kind of stuff, because I tell a lot of teams when they're really good to like shut up or like I can't talk or I cry, and I just feel like teams should get like some kind of like an award for that, because you know, it'll just add to the fun. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. I can't wait to check in soon with even more reactions, but for now, I'll see you guys soon.